Hi, everybody. I am Catherine Edwards, and I teach eighth grade U.S. history here at Tex Hill. I wanted to take a minute to introduce myself, tell you a little bit about me, and also explain kind of what U.S. history is going to look like, especially at the start of this year. So let's start with a little bit about me. So I have a bachelor's and a master's degree from Trinity University. I'm actually originally from Dallas, but I came to Trinity and then decided I love San Antonio and that I wanted to stay here. So I've been teaching middle school history for 17 years in San Antonio. And this is actually my third year here teaching at Tex Hill. I'm also have been married to my husband, Salvador Edwards, for 13 years, and we have 6-year-old twin boys named Anthony and James. So normally when you come to school, you walk into your classroom, you have a seat at your desk, but this year, since things are going to look a little different, we're going to use a virtual classroom. So here's a little preview of what our eighth grade U.S. history virtual classroom is going to look like. Um, as we get started in the year, you'll see this posted on Google Classroom, and you'll be kind of able to interact with this slide and learn a little bit more about what we're going to learn. So speaking of Google Classroom is going to be where you get your assignments, where you post your assignments. It's kind of your one-stop shop for kind of everything we're going to do, especially while we're being virtual. This is kind of what your Google Classroom is going to look like. You'll get a code so you can join the Google Classroom. And again, this is where you're going to get your assignments, you're going to turn them in, and kind of where you're going to access everything for your U.S. history class. Now, in the past in U.S. history, we kept an interactive notebook and it was in a spiral. But this year, just like the class is becoming virtual, your interactive notebook is also becoming digital. So you're going to have a digital interactive notebook this year where you're going to keep your notes, keep everything organized, and we're going to kind of break those up by units of study. So speaking of units of study, here are different units you're going to learn this year. So in U.S. history, we start with kind of learning about exploration and colonization, basically how people came over to North and South America, started to explore, then build colonies. Then we kind of look at how that led into the Revolution. We talk about how the Constitution was written, some of our first presidents, and then we talk about how the U.S. expanded and evolved. And we get all the way to the Civil War, and we kind of end the year there and then talking about Reconstruction, the time period right after the Civil War. So, one more thing. So, in eighth grade U.S. history, we do have a STAR test. It's going to come near the end of the year, but don't stress, you'll be fine. As we get closer to the STAR test, we'll post all kinds of review activities. You'll have your interactive notebook, all kinds of things to help you prepare. We know that things are kind of changing up a lot this year with the COVID pandemic. So as STAR may change a little bit as we kind of get through this year. So more information will be definitely shared with you as we start to learn more about STAR. And that's about it. I hope you've enjoyed getting to know a little bit more about me and about your U.S. history class. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. You have my email address here, and I am super excited to meet all the students through the computer screen on Monday, August 17th.